Turn to your Bibles to Matthew 18. Matthews. This is a two-part promise. One is a promise of authority and one is a promise of faith. It's funny how when you get faith, you get authority. When you get authority, you have faith. It's like they can't be separated. And I'm going here and reading in Matthew 18 and 18. Jesus is speaking. He says, I tell you the truth. This is your promise of authority. And when Jesus says, I tell you the truth, you can take his word for it, okay? He says, I tell you the truth. Whatever you forbid on earth will be forbidden in heaven. Father, I forbid the gates of hell to destroy my family. I forbid the devil to come and wreck my kid's life. I forbid darkness to enter into my home. I forbid it. It's a promise that a believer of Christ has that authority. And he says that whatever you forbid on earth will be forbidden in heaven. That means there's no place on heaven and earth where that demonic activity can escape. It can't reside in your house, in your family, and it can't reside in heaven. And he says, and whatever you permit on earth will be permitted in heaven. Do you believe in the authority that Jesus gave you? You know, faith is something so hard to conceive in our time of struggle. A lot of times in our time of struggle, we say, God, where are you? God's never there. But we cry out, where are you? Because it seems like our faith has left us. When you become rooted in God, you will understand that there is valleys and there's lows and there's seasons and there's highs and all these things that must come. But you cannot be persuaded in your faith. You either know that you know that you know that if nobody else in this whole world believes, you will be that one vessel of hope that believes. Imagine Noah. He waited for 120 years for a drop of rain. There had not been no rain on the earth. God used to water the earth from irrigation. Imagine him telling people, I'm going to stand by faith, and God told me to build an ark. And so you go and you commence to build an ark for 120 years. And you see no cloud, no humidity, no lightning bolts, no thunder. And you wonder, God, where are you? When you go through your walk through the valley of the shadow of death, don't fear no evil. When you go through your walk through the valley of the shadow of death, know that God's rod and his staff is comforting you. You see, think of the saints that are in the Bible. And then you'll put your cares to the side. God has not asked us to do anything for 120 years. Wait. God ain't even asked us to do anything for 120 hours. We can't even come to church consistently every Sunday. Because how many hours is in a week? 156? We can't even commit to God for 156 hours without flubbing it up. But when you go through your struggle, remember your faith. Now here's your promise of faith. Jesus says this in 19, and I love how he gives us authority and then he gives us faith, a promise of authority and a promise of faith. He says, I also, and so forth. And by the way, let me tell you this. He says, I also tell you this. If two of you agree here on earth concerning anything you ask, my Father in heaven will do it for you. For where two or three are gathered as my followers, I am there among them. And what are we hearing these promises for every Sunday? So that you can believe them. But God, everything is messed up. I can't believe it. I never feel you, Jesus, when we were together. Stop whining. First of all, you got to dry your eyes, because here comes your mother with those two little guys. Dry your eyes. Stop crying. Stand your ground. Having done all to do, stand. Ephesians. See, here's the reason why we stay so beat up all the time. Because we don't want to walk in faith. We don't want to let the Word of God encourage our hearts. Part of that is because we don't read the Word of God. Just saying. You wait for Sunday for me to read it to you. Some of you need to start reading it during the week, like Monday through Friday. And get some encouragement. It's food. It's food. You need to be encouraged. Every day you need to be encouraged. Every day the enemy wants to discourage you. Every day the enemy comes to steal and kill and rob you in your sleep. Every day the enemy don't want you to have a day of peace. Every day there's something in your mind just waiting in the back of your head, discouraging you, bringing you down, making you doubt yourself, questioning your faith. Is there really a God? I know. I see it every Sunday. And I mount up with my wings of eagle, and I run to give you the word to encourage you once again that God is real. And then you leave here and you struggle because you don't keep feeding yourself. That's why there's nobody here today. God has already told me by the Spirit that half of them are defeated. They struggle to come here to accept faith and believe the word. Because Pastor Mike preaches the word that is so attainable, but yet so impossible to believe. Because Pastor Mike is a man of great faith. And when there's nobody ever here but two or more people, I will preach like I'm preaching. Because I know who I am in God. I know that I'm not moved by what I see. I know that I'm not moved by what I feel. I'm only moved by what I know. And I know that Jesus says, whatever I forbid on earth, I forbid my mind to lose track of my race. I forbid my faith to be depleted and sucked dry for me while I'm sleeping. I forbid these things. And I bless and encourage the promise of God to be true in my life so that I may stand on the promise of, listen, that's all we have. Man's going to let you down. Woman's going to let you down. Society's going to let you down. Hey, newsflash. Social media is going to let you down. Your job is going to let you down. Stand up on the promises of God. That while we live in this life, I will be victorious. Sister Lola came up to me today. She goes, Pastor, I want to share something with you. She goes, you know how you're always talking about 65 days? I didn't know it was in the Bible. I said, well, why didn't you? Because I finally read it. I said, well, what did it make you feel? I'm down to 11 years. I said, so what are you going to do? I said, I've been telling you 28,000 days. It's already good. Time is not on our side. But it was a reality for her. It finally hit her. You see, it doesn't matter when you get it, as long as you get it. Because Jesus had the shortest ministry ever known to man. 3.5 years. Don't change the world. Don't put God in a time box. Don't think that you're too old and that God is all dried up and so are you. Don't think that because you've been reckless that you can't fulfill your promise in God. His promises are yes and amen. for your life. So he's just getting started. It's not what you're going to do, it's when you're going to do it. Some of us, we take our purpose about what we're going to be doing. Stop looking at what you're going to be doing. Look at when you're going to be doing it. Because when you're doing it, then it will be fulfilled to what exactly you're going to be doing. Time. It's not enough second. That's your promises. Now let's get to the sermon. And I want to wrap up the first part of honesty because last Sunday was good, and I didn't get to finish the ending of it, and then I'm going to start a little bit of the new one. But just to recap a little bit, we ended up with Exodus 33, verse 18, where Moses wanted to be friends with God. And what we're talking about is being honest with God, to be called a friend of God, and what you can say to God, and how God can take your frankness, and because what it is it's a real authentic relationship with God. It's not a disrespect. And so Moses, he wanted to see more of God. Matter of fact, he demanded of God that I see him. And he said that he wanted to see God face to face, not talk to him no more. And so God made him a promise, okay, no flesh can glorify in my presence, so what I'll do tomorrow, I'll hide you in a cleft of a rock, and I'll put my hand upon you, and I'll turn my back, and I'll walk past you. And that's the closest that I'll allow a human to be in my presence. Because God didn't want to kill Moses. And so Moses became intimate with God, but only because he voiced his displeasure, because he was unhappy and he needed more of God. And you know, there's more to this when you think about this. We go to church. We've been saved a long time. But Moses, after 35, 37 years, and all the signs and wonders, Moses went away. And I think when you reflect on that scripture, you have to reflect on the fact that this man's intimacy wanted more of God. And I think it's an example for us that the older I get, I want more of God. I want to see him face to face. I want to be a friend of God and cry out to God. And I just love the way Moses didn't settle. You know, some of us, just to do one striking of a rock and watch water gush out of it would have been enough for us for a lifetime. Well, imagine Moses for 35 and 37 years of miracles every day. He became familiar with them. But the miracles was no longer enough because the toil and the struggle of the world was more. And he needed a refreshing. He needed a renewing of his spirit. He needed a fresh anointing to see it through. And God was faithful. That's some of you. We continue to need that fresh anointing. Oh, I love God. I love that. I'm a junkie for him. I may slip and fall Monday through Saturday. Lose my cool, act the phone. But come Sunday, I need my fix. Because it's all I got. And if I didn't have them, I lose my mind. God has given us a spirit of fear, but a love, joy, and a sound mind. I thank you, Father, for the soundness of Christ. So here we are. God can handle your frankness. You can just title that back, John. God can handle your frankness. God can absolutely handle your frank, intense honesty. Frankness just means you're open and honest. That's all. I mean, if you can't have an open and honest relationship with God, then you shouldn't be serving him. You know what I mean? And he says that he He is so bored with predictable, pious cliches. To be God's friend, you must be honest to God, sharing your true feelings. In other words, you should say what you think, because God already knows what you want to say. So man up and tell him how you feel. You see, the word pious is a religious word, and God is sick of it. It's a hypocritical posture in God. It's acts of religious things. It's a false appearance to be good or moral when you're just barely hanging on. When you can barely get up and come to church. I don't care how you get to church. Come sick, come lame, come blind, come broken, come hurt, come tired, come lazy, come mad, come frustrated. Get your butt to here where you can get your fix. But you give way to the devil and let him defeat you. You had a terrible week, and what more way to end it with a terrible ending? But how many know that Sunday is the beginning of the week? You should have been done with Saturday and started a new week on Sunday. Do you know, for me to come here, it revives me to know that I got to stand up and give something to the people. Well, what about me, God? That's what Moses said. What about me, God? That's what Abraham said. Well, what about me? That's what Joseph and David and Ruth and Esther said. They the way of the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings of eagles. They shall run and not go weary. They shall walk in that faith. Hallelujah. The joy of the Lord is my strength. God said his grace is sufficient. He shall supply all my needs. He won't allow me to overcome more than I can handle. And then I say, yeah, I ain't lost my mind. I guess I can handle a lot more. For real, I said that to my employee the other day. I said, I stand on the God's promise that he won't allow me something more than I can bear. So I guess I could bear a whole lot more. Oh, yeah. Because I ain't pulled the trigger yet. So when you're going through the lowest, to me, I'm at the lowest point. You ain't low enough. You didn't get low, get low, get low, get low. All right? You didn't get low enough. You didn't get low enough. So you got to get a little bit lower. And then Jesus will be like, that's low enough. Here you go. And then you'll be like, okay, God, I'm done. And he'll be like, no, you get back in there. Well, wait a minute. It's like taking the dog outside. No, you get home. Get in that fight. Now I know why my mom used to make me go back out and fight. Yeah, it was wrong physically, but it was right spiritually. She was teaching me spiritual warfare. She was just manifesting it in the physical. But what she was teaching me is not to be a punk and a coward. And then even though you got socked in the face, kicked in the gonads, punched in the stomach, and you got to play out. Get back out. Because you ain't coming in here. Your battle is just beginning. Your struggle is just begun. You only 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to be preparing for 47, 59, and 60. And so when you look at all the lessons we learn in life, you got to understand sometimes you're tired, not in the light that you think. But if you transform with what Mom was trying to instill with you, what Dad was trying to instill, was courage. God had to tell Joshua, haven't I told you? Joshua wanted to reach you. And so here we are. You see, God is so tired of predictable. It's almost like this. We're so unreal with God. We're so unhonest with God. I can imagine when we're getting ready to cry out to him, God goes, Jesus, Gabriel, Michael, Ariel, Raphael, can you this one, my son, just watch this. He's about to give me a pious cliche. And then Michael, he's a warrior, he's like, what God, what does that mean? What's that word, pious cliche? He's just going to go through the motions. Watch him be faithful. And the cliche is this, it's a phrase that is overused and betrays its original thought. And we do that all the time to God. In other words, there is no truth or real feeling in our sincerity behind it. It's almost like going through the motions when I preach that series. The facade. But we use it to come to God. We use it to have a relationship with God that we're honest. God already knows what you're going to say. We say it because it's always used. It's what we believe to say to God, to be honest with Him in our relationship. You see, God wants true feelings all the time. He wants honesty all the time. God says a good friendship is full disclosure. A good friendship is measured by full disclosure. It's almost like if you're in a friendship with your friend and you guys share like a dark secret, something that happened in a childhood or something that they didn't know about you or some secret addiction you've been hiding from them and you guys have been friends for years. It's like once you give that stuff and become vulnerable, it's almost like instantly you guys become closer. It's because you've become intimate. You shared something that you have suppressed for years with someone you can confide in. And so full disclosure is what is needed for a full relationship with God. God can handle it. He doesn't care about it's going to hurt his feelings. He can handle your honesty. Listen, you can even tell God, I'm not ready. I told him that. God, I really don't believe in you. I've told him that. God, I hate you. I've told him that. God, I'm mad at you. I've told him that. God, I don't believe the call of God in my life. I've told him that 1,000 times. And guess what? I still here. I gave God full disclosure of how I felt. In and out of sin. Living for him and not living for him. God knows that. He can take it. He wears big boy pants. Okay? It's okay to confess hidden anger and resentment. It's quite okay. There's certain areas in your life where you felt you've been cheated. And you became angry. That's how I felt. My anger was beyond repair. I felt cheated. I felt that God did me like Jeremiah, deceived me. I felt that he took advantage of me. I was hurt. It took 17 years for you to not be married right now. But you were 17 years ago, he should have struck me down. Every time he would save my life from death, I'd tell him why. Why? I knew he wasn't going to let me fall. So I pushed him to the edge. Just didn't test him. I was reckless. Guns, drugs, violence and praying that I'd have confrontation. Because I was hurt. I was mad at God. And I wonder what God was saying during those 17 years. Here he is, I made him a promise at 16 that no matter what I'm doing, I'll drop everything to serve you, God. And so I do. And I lose my mind, I lose my kids and my wife, and I lose everything that I ever had. My religion becomes tainted, I'm destroyed in the church, I'm mocked and ridiculed like Jeremiah. My faith is completely gone. I once believed that I could do anything. Matter of fact, I did do great things in God. And I had bitterness and resentment, not towards people. Because I felt that God could have stopped it. Some of you are falsely accused. He was hurt by loved ones, by churches. And so you pull back. You stop believing. It's okay. It's a natural reaction. But at least I was honest with God. Then I matured. And realized that God has my best interests. Even if it was painful. Even if I didn't understand. And for me to release my feelings was the key to my healing. God can handle your feelings. I had to understand that God uses everything that I went through for the good in my life. I have to understand that God uses everything I went through for the good in my life. You have to understand that everything that you went through is for the good of God. You have to hold on to His promises. That all things work together for the good of your life. Prison, yeah. Drugs, yeah. Violence, yeah. Crimes, yeah. Everything. I had to let go of my bitterness towards God, my anger and disappointment, of how I felt that I was treated unfairly. You see, you can get destroyed by peer pressure. You can get destroyed by your best friends talking trash to you, teammates razzing you, boss riding you, mom and dad disappointed in you. But when you get destroyed by God, it's a whole other thing. It takes so much to come back from that. And a lot of people really do. And if you're not a strong person of faith, you won't think it will. The devil will come and suck you dry and speak to you 24/7 in your ear. See, it's what God. See, whatever. God gave us a book in the Bible called Psalms. You know what Psalms is? It's a worship manual. Worship is anything that brings pleasure to God. Amen? It's not just a psalms of singing songs. It's a book that is full with rants and ravings and doubts and fears and resentments and deep passion combined with thanksgiving and praise and statements. of faith. Do you know why David was called a man after God's own heart? Because he showed his emotions. He was vulnerable to be honest with God because he wanted transparency and honesty in his relationship. So he wrote good things about himself, bad things about himself, resentful things about himself, faithful things about himself, so that we can know how to be called a person after God's heart. Psalms is an emotional, transparent book of complete honesty with God, of how to properly worship God. Worship him means anything that brings pleasure. From your life to the breath that you sing out praises, to your deeds that you do, to your kindness that you extend, to the love that you give, to the faith that you declare to others. It's worship. Every possible emotion is inside us. You see that David hate God one day, and then he's mad at the next day, and then he's happy and praising God the next day, and then he's fearful the next day. But he's being honest. That's right. We gotta be that same way. I'm happy today, I'm down today, I'm hopeful tomorrow, I'm strong in faith today, I'm encouraged today. It's okay. Listen, the only thing you need to get out about this becoming a friend of God, this first part, is that when you're completely honest with God, you can be yourself. It's the church has taught us wrong. Church has taught us we have to look this way, dress this way, walk this way, be this way. Pious cliches. Acts of religious worthlessness that don't mean anything, that are really hypocritical and carry no honesty in them. Because our father did it. Well, I'm actually a person that went through hell and back to tell you this. I'm actually one that actually can see myself in the scripture. And I'm telling you, I'm not yourself. Please don't lie to God. Whatever you struggle with, let it go. Whatever encourages you, let it go. Whatever makes you happy, let them know. Whatever makes you sad, let them know. Whatever makes you mad, let them know. Whatever makes you scared, let them know. He can't help you if you don't know him. Oh, I like that. He can't help you if you don't know him. Remember, I started the series with one word, one scripture. Draw close to God. It's my very first scripture. And he will draw close to you. That is the subtext of everything that we're hearing. He can't help you if you don't know him. You must realize that this is what God wants you to do. To worship him, holding back nothing of how you feel. Psalms 142:2 says, I pour out my complaints before him and tell him all my troubles, for I am overwhelmed. Psalms 142:2, I pour out my complaints before him, and I tell him all my troubles, for I am overwhelmed. Notice the word complaints. can complain to God. You can tell him how miserable you are and what you don't like that sister so-and-so said. You can cry about Pastor Mike preaches too long. You can tell him everything. It's hot in here too. Lord, I just got a lot of complaints. But you better be drawn close to him. You better be getting to know him, not just complain to him. I'm sure there's something good in your life that has happened in all your years that you can tell God about. Don't get it twisted. Don't just whine. Throw some Thanksgiving in there. That you ain't dead. Woo-hoo! That you woke up this morning. Ooh. To face another miserable day. Woo-hoo! And God said, yes, I understand that, but today I got something in store for you. Today is a different day. Because in my time, this is the day that I was going to come visit you. And you held on. You didn't run. So here's your day of visitation. Here's the breakthrough you've been waiting for. Here's the word of encouragement I had for you. But you just have to get to that point. Here's the relief that I had for you, Mike. Here's the restoration that I was going to do for you, son, after 17 years. But you had to wake up and determine that I'm still going to serve you. I still want to know you. I still want to be called your friend. We had a fight, God. But I'm back. And I still want to be completely honest with you. In closing, all of God's closest friends had bouts with doubts. Every person in the Bible had a go around. And every person in the Bible had doubts. But instead of masking their misgivings with pious cliches, they made their true feelings known openly and publicly, expressing the commitment to God. Their true feelings, their candid and frankness about intimacy to the relationship. Stand up. This seems like a subtle end, but it's one of reality. But I took the time, 4 weeks, just on the honesty part, because it's the most important part. And now we're going to move into the obedience part. But just on this part, because we've been misled, guys. We've been told lies. I don't know what religion did it the worst to us. But they put God that he was not a friend. He was not somebody that we could complain to. He wasn't someone we could share our feelings with. They put him there. You just do what you're told to do and shut your mouth. That's not what the Bible says. Says that you can always be open and honest with God. The Bible says that God respects that kind of relationship more than any other thing. So I want to encourage you all. Start being honest. I've said it 1,000 times. Let your relationship grow with God, not based on what God can do for you. See, that's where the letdown comes. We come to God only for one thing, to get something. You should come to God to give something. Not money. Yourself. And until you learn how to come to God, you will continue to be miserable. Until you learn how to draw close to God, you will continue to struggle. He doesn't want your pious cliches, your fake hypocritical way of serving him to come before him. He is bored to death with that kind of Christian. He doesn't want a super holy, supernatural Christian that can't do nothing but be supernatural and holy. So they can't even have a conversation with a regular person because they're so supernatural and holy. Hold on, brother. God is speaking to me. I can't talk to you. I don't care that your mom and dad died. My spirit, oh my God, my spirit is so... If you get too much spiritual blow up and be no earthly good. So you need to grow up and learn a balance in your life. Listen, every example we read, and I read you a lot of examples of great men and women. They were regular Joes that struggled, that got pissed off, that struggled with their identity, with their faith, with being encouraged, with their laziness, with their obedience, with their stubbornness, with their weakness, with their faithness with God. Every one of them. Sounds like us. But guess what? They love God more than they love their circumstance, more than they love their situation, and more than they love themselves. And they said, I am determined to know you. That's why Moses said, I want to see you face to face. Yes, I know you. Yes, I've seen you. Yes, I've been. But I feel like our relationship is dried up. And I'm not going, and Jacob says, I'm not going till you bless me. He wrestled with God. Those were friends of God. So remember, in all you're doing, get understanding, the Bible says in Proverbs, that God wants to know you. Not your alter Sasha Fierce, Beyonce alter ego person. But you, the weak, crybaby, sensitive one. But you, the stubborn one that won't move unless God pump you in the head. But you, the one that struggles with your faith up and down, up and down. I believe in God, I don't believe in God. I believe in God, I don't believe in God. I believe. He wants all of your filthy fakeness, but be real with him. Say, God, I'm filthy and I'm fake, but I love me some Jesus. So help me to become real and clean. Don't come to God with your faith and say, God, I got it all together. What we going to do today? 10 years passed by. God, I said I got it all together. The rich man. What must I do to serve you? Jesus said, well, follow the law. Well, I obey the law. I'm an upright citizen and I'm perfect. He said, really? Well, sell all your belongings and give to the poor. How you doing, Sid? Don't be like that with God. Sell all your belongings that is cluttering the inside of you. Get rid of it. And open up to God. With a new relationship with Him. I know you 40 and 30 and crusty and old and 27 and 32 and 60 and 70 and 51. But it's never too late. Till all of a sudden, in the middle of the day, Be real about how you feel with God. I guarantee you, you will have a new relationship. Just be honest. Be honest. I want to drill this. Be honest. Whatever you was taught in your other religion and your other faith, it was a lie about a relationship with God. That's why God is not a religion, He's a relationship. He can handle it. And once you be real with Him, He'll be real with you. And He'll say, okay, Mike, thank you for being honest. Golly. Hey, where did you get all that? 37 broken things in them. Well, Mike, we're going to start with the easiest one first. Okay? We're going to get rid of your bitterness first. Then your resentment. Then your unforgiveness. Then your envy. Then your lust. Then your hatred. Oh, that little racism there. Oh, yeah, no. You got black friends, but you're still a racist. And we don't talk about that. I know a black person. But would you let a black person marry your daughter? Oh, that's what we're talking about, Jesus. Okay, we'll get that one down. Oh no, there's color in Jesus. Yes, the white Bible tells me so. Do not mix bloods. There's no color in Jesus. Jesus was a person of color. He had skin of bronze and hair and wool. He had every color in him. White, black, chocolate, Chinese, red, yellow. So they teach you that in Sunday school. Red and yellow, black and brown. So what I'm saying is when you come and do your confession of we're going to keep it real, God, don't forget that other stuff. That's the stuff He sees. You don't want to listen to nobody because you got a problem with authority. When your wife is always telling you the right way, but you just don't want to listen to her because she's a woman. My grandfather raised me with Chinese machoism. And I'm too macho to listen to a woman. So the first person to bless Jesus was a woman. So you better check yourself. God wants you to get this in your spirit. Just be yourself with God. That's it. Detox your fakeness from all the perception and the religions that would indoctrinate you, that makes you think that this is how it is. Empty yourself, get vulnerable, let God see you in your weakness, and just say, God, this is who I am. Fix me. And don't make God tell you what's wrong with you. Just start blabbing out, but do it privately because you don't want somebody to know about you. Let's pray. Father, we just thank you for the word today. We thank you, Father, that even though we were few, that Jesus, you were in the midst of us. And Father, we came and we got what we needed so we can go on. Father, I pray that going forward that we will just walk in you. Father, you said, draw nigh to me, and I'll draw nigh to you. You said, come to me, all you that labor and are heavy burden, I'll give you rest. Father, you said, no good thing would I withhold from you. You said that you love to bless us and not curse us. So, Father, I just pray for every person in this room, Father, that they get it, that they get it, that they get it, that they understand it, that they receive it. They understand what your heart is. That you're not some mystical person that can't be approached. That you love them. That you hear for them. That you understand them. That they don't have to be ashamed before you. That they can be honest. that you desire intimacy with them, honesty, transparency. That it's okay, you can talk to me. I understand you. I understand you when no one else understands you. I made you. There is none like you. I made you. I understand your pain. I know what you're going through. I just need you to tell me. Talk to us, Father. Draw us closer to you. Not a relationship of pious cliches and facade and fakeness, but one of reality, transparency, complete disclosure about who we are. The struggles that go on mentally in our mind, the doubt spiritually that roams through our spirit, the lack of faith we carry, the pride and the arrogance and the haughtiness, cleanse us, Father. Complete us, Father. Change the way we do things. In Jesus' name.